What's up guys, how y'all doing? Cosmic Harry here, bringing another World of Tanks video. For those of you that are new here, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, and for my regular viewers and subscribers, hello, welcome one and all, and as always a like would be greatly appreciated. And today I shall be bringing you my review of the Lorraine 40t, the French tier 9 medium tank, part of the tech tree tank line leading up to the Bat Chat, the tier 10 Bat Chat. So yes indeedy, we are one step away from the Bat Chat. All that is needed is to grind out this big beautiful beauty, the Lorraine 40 ton, the Lorraine 40t. What to say about the Lorraine 40t? Very challenging. I would say, what to say about the Lorraine 40t? Very different, very challenging tank to drive. It's kind of like there was a blimp in a beep, a hiccup in the French tank line, because up until now, well, from tier 5 basically, you've been rolling out in these small little scout tanks, kick-ass guns, autoloaders, etc, quick and nimble, and all of this good stuff, low profile, etc, and all of a sudden you're presented with a big humongous tank on tier 9, and you scratch your head and you wonder what Wargaming were thinking. Are they just simply preparing you for the Bat Chat in order to challenge you as a tanker, so to speak, or are they simply giving you a bigger machine, something that you can keep, and once you've acquired the Bat Chat, you can go back and rebuy this thing, etc, but definitely I did kind of scratch my head and say, what is this tank? Because the next tank in line is the Bat Chat, and the Bat Chat is pretty much very similar to the 1375 AMX and the 13.9 when it comes to profile, size, etc, how the gun is mounted and all of this. And the Lorraine 40t is pretty much, it's a regular tank. It's the turret is front mounted. It's got a regular chassis of a regular tank, etc, and it's quite large and cumbersome compared to the other tanks in this line, the scout tanks. So it's very different, and it did present me with quite a few headaches, quite a few challenges. So anyhow, let's get into it. Let's get into this review of this wonderful, beautiful beast. So as you can see, the Lorraine 40t has, keeping in tradition with all the tanks in this line, has hardly any armor. As you can see, 40 on the front, 40 on the sides, 25 at the rear. This would not be a kind of an issue problem if you are a smaller tank like the rest of the tanks in this line, but because of the fact that this is such a big tank compared to the other tanks in this line, it does present a certain challenge. Big time a certain challenge. And you got to understand that in this tank, that is a big Achilles heel, the fact that you are such a big target, and not only a big target, but you're a mobile target, because you're very fast. Speed limit 60 kilometers per hour, acceleration 980. As you can see, chassis rotation 32, view range 400, turret rotation 38 degrees. Stats always, on paper they tell you something, and they don't give you the full picture kind of thing. But one of the biggest Achilles heels, one of the biggest negatives for this tank is the fact that you're such a large target, and because of your speed, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble very quickly. And that, I would say, that is the biggest negative when it comes to this tank, the fact that you're such a large target. And because of the fact that you're such a large target, you have horrible armor, and you're playing in these higher tier games. Either you're going to be top tier, in the tier 9s, or you're going to be midway through, you're going to be playing the tier 10 games. So you're up against tier 9ers, tier 10ers, of course, tier 8s are going to come into play as well. but you're up against these big, heavy tanks, big, massive machines, and because of the fact that they're, you know, big, massive machines, they got, you know, big, massive armor. You don't. So when you get shots on target, when you're up against these big tier 9s and tier 10s, occasionally you're gonna bounce. You know, of course you're gonna bounce. You know, they're gonna be angled, etc., etc., and have thicker armor. You're not able to pen all of this, you know, stuff. And I found that, you know, occasionally, like, you know, 50% of my clip, which held like 6 rounds, you know, I would get a bounce. You know, the other 50% I would pen. Lovely jubbly, very happy. But the thing is, when the bad guys are shooting at you, these tier 9 and tier 10 tanks, when they are shooting at you, they're gonna pen every single time. Very rarely did I get a bounce, you know, on my chassis, on my turret. For the most part, I'd say 90% of the time they would pen me, and they would pen me. And when you're penned in this thing, you get the, you know, max amount of damage. So the name of the game in this tank is preserve those hit points. I always say preserve the hit points, but it's never been so important as when you're in the Lorraine 40t, because you get shots on target, you'll pen or you'll bounce. They get shots on you, they're gonna pen every single time. Every single time. So keep that in mind when you're rolling out in the Lorraine. You're a big target, you're a big, juicy, fast target that can get, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble very, very quickly. And B, you know, if you do present yourself, you know, your side, your rear, your this and that to the bad guys, they will pen you every single time. So keep that in mind. So let's take a look at some more stats. Lorraine 40t, 1,550 hit points, engine power 980, speed limit 60 kilometers per hour. And I just spoke about the hull armor, the turret armor, 45, 30, 45 at the front, 30 on the sides, and 20 on the rear. So as you can see. So basically, when you get this tank, it's basically each and every gun is kitted out with, you know, 6 shells in each clip. First gun that you get is the 90mm F3. As you can see, rate of fire 8.93, pen 170, damage 240. Aim time 2.7, very lousy. Accuracy, nothing to speak of, 0.37. Second gun that you get, and is the 100mm. You know, and this is the, you know, the best gun that you're gonna get on this tank. It's the 100mm, and SA-47. So this is like the, even with the next package, your gun won't get upgraded. This is the best you're gonna get. And rate of fire 6.39, pen 232, damage 300, aim time 3, accuracy slightly better, 0.34 to 0.36. And but as you can see with this package, you know, you're not maxed out with engine power. You don't have the best engine available, and the best engine available is in the next package, which is actually optional. You don't have to go for it. You could bypass it and go straight to the patch out. I believe it was about 14,000 XP to purchase this package, and in my honest opinion, you have to get this package, you know, because otherwise you won't experience the Lorraine 40t to its full potential. You know, the engine power gives you 980, and you're finally going to start hitting, you know, 60 kilometers per hour. But one thing I have to say about the autoloaders, you know, it's pros and cons, positives and negatives always with wargaming. They always give you something fantastic, and they always give you something really, really bad. So the positive with this tank, you know, it's quick, it's fast, etc., and it's got you know, the gun, it's an auto-loading gun. You get 6 clips in the chamber with the 100mm. Let's talk about the 100mm. It's a 40-second reload speed. You can reduce that with, you know, bits and bobs equipment and all of this good stuff down to 38. So it's 6 rounds in the chamber. Now, how to use this gun? I found personally that if you go out and you spot someone and you decide to unload as many shots as you can with your auto-loading gun, that was a mistake. You know, for me personally, you shouldn't do that, basically, because that's kind of the wrong mindset to have when rolling out with an auto-loading gun. Just because you can unload 6 shells, just because you can empty your whole clip basically into a bad guy, doesn't mean you should do so. It's gonna take you, you know, 20 odd seconds to do this. And while you're doing this, you know, you see a guy, you start unloading, he unloads his first shot. By the time you've unloaded all, you know, 6 shells, yes, you've inflicted a buttload of damage, but even before you've unloaded that final shell, he's most likely gonna unload a second shell into you. So yes, you've dealt a buttload of damage on that opponent that you've just come across, but the thing is, it's only one opponent. There's 14 more bad guys to go. So don't think just because you have an auto-loading gun that you should unload and unload and unload. Keep in mind that when you're keep in mind as well that when you are unloading your gun onto that bad guy, you're lit up. So not only is he returning fire, but he's losing a buttload of hit points because you're unloading on him. He's lighting you up, and he's lighting you up for his compadres. So what does that equal? A recipe for disaster. You know, a recipe for a quick death. Yes, you'll unload, you know, 1,500 damage, but you're gonna die. You're gonna die very, very quickly. So what is the best strategy when it comes to using the auto-loading gun, the 100mm on this tank? Is simply pop out of cover, take your one shot, pull back, pop out of cover again. Once you lost your 6th sense in detection, take your one shot, and just repeat. And if they end up kind of pre-aiming at you, they kind of figure out what you're doing, relocate, because you got to preserve those hit points, and those hit points need to carry you through, you know, to onwards and upwards to, you know, victory, etc. So definitely, and possibly, you know, maybe you can take 2 shots, fine, but any more than that, if you pop around that corner and you unload 1 shot and your 6th sense then lit up, you know, that's it. Pull back, that's enough. You know, there's plenty more tanks, you know, where he came from. You know, keep in mind, it's not just one bad guy. There's 15 bad guys. And keep in mind, you're a big, humongous target compared to, you know, the AMXs and you know, the bat chat. And this is, you know, twice the size, 3 times the size of those other tanks. Yes, indeed, lemon squeezy. But you will find in this tank, you will find that you're gonna die an awful lot. You are simply gonna die an awful lot in this tank because of the fact that you have such weak armor, and it's all about how much can you contribute to the game, to the victory, to your team, etc. Because the tank is such a team player, a crucial team player. And but you will find that you're gonna die in this tank, and it's all about how long can you last in the battle in order to achieve a victory for your team. And with me personally, I mean, my win rate was about 55-60%. It was always hanging around there, kind of thing, and which is kind of pretty high for me. You know, usually my win ratio is around 50-55, you know, something like that. So it was, you know, it was just beyond, you know, my average kind of thing. But but survived in battle was 25%. 25%. So that means 1 in 4 of my battles I survived. And but at the same time, when you look at, you know, my win ratio and you compare that to how many times I survived, it kind of shows that I did contribute a lot to the battle, a lot to the victory for my team, even though I died. So it's all about, you know, the team, the victory. You cannot be selfish in this tank. You cannot go gung-ho out there. I'm gonna run and gun. I'm gonna don't expect just because you got some kind of fantastic speed on this tank that you could just zip through all the enemy tanks and kind of weave in and out of their shots, and, you know, smugly avoid, you know, all incoming fire. And no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You're not a tiny little scout tank. You're not a bad chat. You're not an AMX. You're a medium tank. This is a proper sized medium tank, but it does not have medium tank armor. And not only that, it has a very terrible turning arc when it comes to turning, and you're hitting those high speeds when you're on, for instance, like Himmelsdorf, and you're trying to take a corner and you're doing 60 kilometers an hour in this thing. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You're going to end up slammed up. You're going to slam your tank up against the wall, and, you know, you're going to get shot at from the rear, because usually when you're doing those kind of maneuvers, you're running away from a bad guy, etc, etc. So so anyhow, let's move onwards and upwards. Well, let's finish taking a look at all the stats for this tank, and we're going to get into some gameplay. Yes, absolutely, some gameplay. So as you can see, the premium rounds on this thing cost 4,000 per shot. So in a clip containing 6 shells, that's 6 times 4, 24,000. Well done, Cosmic. So 24,000. Me personally, you know, this is what I rolled out in. As you can see, 36 and 12, and never ever had to use the premiums, never got round to using the premiums, never ran out of, you know, the regular AP rounds. So I still had them loaded. I didn't even bother with the HE. I mean, you got a 38-second reload speed, you know, reduced down from 40. You know, it's always the same case in my personal opinion. When you got a long reload speed, you can't really pick and choose what you want, kind of thing, sort of thing. You know, if I saw Waffentrager tier 9 or Waffentrager tier 10, and I wanted to use my HE, chances are by the time I loaded up 40 seconds, you know, reload time, those shells, in order to achieve maximum damage by penning him in the turret, that target would have moved on, you know, in 40 seconds. There's only 15 minutes in the game, 10 minutes in assault, so 40 seconds is a lifetime. You know, 5 seconds is a lifetime in World of Tanks. So this is all I had loaded. 36 AP, 12 premium. Never got round to using the premium. I think I used them once just for, you know, try them out, but that was it, you know. And equipment is important for this tank in order to, you know, help out with all the negatives. Enhanced gun lane drive, reducing that terrible aiming speed by 10%. Because you're so mobile, vertical stabilizer, adding 20% to your accuracy during movement and turret rotation. It's important, you know, it's a fast tank, mobile, bouncy, all over the place. And improved ventilation class, you know, reduces your reload speed by 2 seconds, and improves everything in general. So anyhow, this has been an epic review so far. I've really gotten into it, and this is because I really played the hell out of this tank. I really did. Let's get into some gameplay. So first game, we're on Wide Park, as you can see, and you're gonna see me basically being very conservative with my tank here. This first gameplay is gonna showcase me understanding the limitations of my tank and using them, using my tank to its fullest potential without putting it at risk, without putting it in harm's way, and just working with the tank to achieve the best result. It's not a fantastic game, it's not an amazing game or anything like that. The second game will be a fantastic game. Pardon me. But I think it's important to showcase this game because it shows me. You saw me there holding back, waiting. I know Artie's in play, so I'm not gonna rush in and try and spot and this and that, just in case any people kind of YOLO across the middle of the map and get shots into me, because my tank my shells wouldn't have been loaded up, so as you can see, I'm just holding back here. You're very limited on this map. Very lucky there. Very limited on this map as far as the Lorraine is concerned. If you head down the left hand side, because of my poor gun depression, there's not that much I can do. So, and I can't look through the bridge. That's not really an option, looking down that road underneath the bridge that goes underneath the railroad track on the left hand side and snipe. That's not really an option for me either, because I have such weak armor. So what are my options here? Not that much. I got to take care of the right hand side. If they try to push on the right hand side, then I'm gonna assist, I'm gonna help out. That's my only kind of option. That's the only thing I can do here. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for them to push, as you can see, I'm keeping a keen eye on the map and having a look. Are they attempting to break through on my right? I can get pot shots off at the bad guys, and I've already got my first kill, so we're good to go. So my gun depression, it doesn't come into play here. I'm sniping away, keeping a keen eye on the bad guys. Is anybody gonna? There we go. Nice. But and at the same time, I'm keeping a eye on what's going on the right hand side of the map. Are they attempting to push through? I'm not pushing far enough so somebody can get a hit onto my turret from in front of me. So I'm just taking it easy. I'm not pushing my tank. I understand the limitations of the tank. I'm just taking it easy. I'm not gonna YOLO with my speed or anything like that. Just let the bad guys come to you. Let the bad guys make a mistake. And this is pretty much every single time I'm on this map. This is what I do. I fend off the bad guys on the right hand side of the map, whether I'm on the I spawn in the north or the south, and I take pot shots on the left hand side, and that's what I do. That's what I do. Gun is reloaded. I'm not lit up, considering my options, having a look at the map. Do they need help on the left hand side? Is anybody breaking through on the left hand side? Sixth sensed. Where is that coming from? And I know I can get a pot shot right there in front of me, straight over at the IS, but not just yet, because he's still got a considerable amount of health. There we go. Perfect opportunity. Quick, take it. Pull back. Artie's in play, so you got to be aware of that, especially in this tank. So keeping a keen eye on the map, what's going on, what's happening. We're leading 9-1, so I count the tanks, and I decide, you know what, I can push through, because I know pretty much where everybody is. I can push through, and I can move into mop-up stage, basically. Because the bad guys, they're done for. They've had their day, and here we go. Lorraine OP to the max. Having a bit of fun with this E100. Can't wait to do this in my back chat against the mouse. Had my shots. Duck and cover. 38-second reload time. What is the E100 doing? And I see a medium to my right. It turns out he was just AFK away from controller. What is the E100 doing? Looks like he's coming for me. He wants revenge. Pull back. 10 seconds to go. 10 seconds is a lifetime in World of Tanks. He's no way he's gonna catch me. He gets taken out. Good to go. Who's left? Just a heavy and a medium. Let's go for it. Let's take this guy out. And the gameplay, it was nothing fantastic, nothing spectacular, but it was just kind of showcased me understanding the limitations of this tank, not making a move until I was confident, you know, I could pwn basically, and understanding the limitations as far as, you know, my gun depression, my weak armor, and not making a move, nothing bombastic, fantastic, until I knew it was safe to do so. So, perfect gameplay showcasing me understanding this tank. So let's move on to a bit of fantastic, amazing gameplay, shall we? Yes, indeed, lemon squeezing. So second battle we're on is Kamarin, as you can see, and it's a tier 9 heavy. There is some tier 10s thrown in there, but it's predominantly a tier 9 heavy game. And again, we're gonna see a slightly better game than the first game, because you're gonna see me, you know, pushing this tank more so, and kind of being a sneaky little so and so, etc., etc. And as always on Kamarin, I like to take the island in the middle. It kind of, you know, it gives you an overview of the whole battle, and you've got multiple options. You know, you can help out with all the different flanks, etc., etc. So my gun is still reloaded, so I push up here to the top of the hill to get some spotting in. You know, to get some spotting, because my gun's still reloading, and I'm a scout. When my gun is reloading, you know, you're a scout, you're not doing anything else, you're kind of useless to your team, so be a scout. So that's exactly what my thinking was there when I pushed up to the top of the hill. You know, get some spots in if at all possible. I only got one spot, but still, you know, be useful for your team. So as you can see, I've been joined by a heavy to my left. Always important, it's kind of needed when you're if you're in your Lorraine on the island here. So you need some support. You can't be up here by yourself. You can somewhat, you know, the bad guys can be pinned down by your snipers in the forest, but you preferably you'd like a medium or two, or a heavy or two, and to assist you in holding down the island. And as you can see, you know, I'm taking pot shots here and there, but I'm not unloading my gun. You know, I'm not unloading my gun. I'm being very, very cautious, careful about using my auto-loading gun. I'll take one pot shot, and if I'm lit up, you know, I'll pull back. But here, you see me, you know, I've got options here, you know, because I'm not lit up. So I'll unload my whole clip, you know. And again, my gun is out for the count. I'm reloading, and what do? I go up on top of this hill, you know, to scout for my team, you know. As soon as I'm 6th sense though, you know, I pull back, yet to lose any hit points, so we're good to go. And I see the bad guys over on the left, and I really want to scoot over there next to the building in front of me, so I can snipe away at those guys. And I'm kind of debating, okay, when IS7, are you gonna make a move? Okay, here we go. And of course, you know, I'm sacrificing here, because as you can see, I got a shot or two into my side, but that's good. It's fine, it's no problem. I'm willing to take the hits because I believe I'm in a very advantageous position here, as you can see. So to take one shot, I'm 6 cents detected, pull back, pull back, don't take more than one shot unless you're not, detected, unless you're not lit up, then, you're good. And keeping a keen eye on the heavy that's behind me. Okay, can we pull out for another quick shot? Where are they? Where are the bad guys? Where are the bad guys? Looking for them, searching for them. And there we go. Quickly, take that one shot and pull back. Now, this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's 2-3 bad guys over there. If I sit there and try and unload my shots onto one bad guy, chances are I'm going to either receive a buttload of damage or I'm going to die. Most probably, very nice there. Most probably I'll unload a buttload of damage onto one tank, but it's just one tank. And keep in mind, you have 6 shots. They're 300 damage per shot. So 6 times 3, that's 1800. These are tier 9, tier 10 games. Chances are, and it's happened to me a lot. I've unloaded 6 shells into one bad guy, and all of them have penned and done the max amount of damage, and yet they're still standing. At the end of the day, a gun is a gun is a gun. So just because once you've unloaded those 6 shells and emptied out your clip, if that guy's still alive, you're dead. So just pop out of cover when you can, take one shot, pull back. If you're not detected, go for it. Have 2, 3, 4, unload your whole clip. But keep in mind, cardboard tank. Oh, we can make this work. Absolutely, we can make this work. Oh, I'm risking it. I'm risking it. Definitely, but it's risk and reward. I could have got the kill there. I could have got my kill number 3, but it was not to be. So taking it easy now. Deep breath. Gun is reloading. Let everybody forget about me. Signal to my teammates I'm reloading. I'll help out with the heavy in just a second. In just a second. But watch this. This is like a serious fail. I pull back, and how many seconds do I have to go? There's like 6 seconds to go, and 6 seconds, I've mentioned this, that's a lifetime in World of Tanks. And look, he's just disappeared. By the time my gun has reloaded, he's disappeared, and somebody else has taken him out. That could have been my kill number 3, but I pull out way too early. That's what she said. But yes, indeedy, I just pulled out way too early. You got to wait till you about 2-3 seconds to go, and that's it. That's it. E50 not lit up. I can unload my clip. I can just go for it. Absolutely. Picking up another kill. This is so sneaky. This is so sneaky. Watch. Beautiful. I love that. 2 shots in my clip. 4 kills in the bag. Good to go. Rush towards the enemy base. Reload my gun. We are good. Perfect. Wonderful little game. Using my tank wisely. Only lost just over 50% of my hit points, so that's good. That's a very good day, a very good battle in my Lorraine 40t. Apprehensive about Artie. He's going to see me. Nah, he's good to go. He's about to get taken out. 12 seconds, 10 seconds. Is my gun going to reload? You look at it and you think, oh, this 8 seconds ago, I'll reload in time. Trust me, lots of times, it just doesn't reload in time. But we're good. E50M. Sorry, buddy. What are you doing all the way back here? And you can see so many, 2 out of 3 of my shots, they just bounced. He gets shots onto me, he's gonna pen. But you saw there, you bounce. You do bounce, unless you zoom in onto those weak points. So that's important to remember. And especially when auto aiming. You know, auto aiming in this tank at this tier, you know, it's 50-50. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But when I'm in these quick, nimble, fast tanks, I do like to auto aim. You know, kind of one thing less to think about. But anyhow, moving on. Great game, great game. So moving on to the final game in my review of the Lorraine 40t. As you can see, we are on, I cannot remember the name. Shame on me. What a terrible review. What a god-awful review. I cannot remember the name. Redshire. There you go. Redshire. I knew it would come to me in the end. And I believe this is the game. This is the final game, of course, and this is the final battle. I believe this is the battle where I pick up my mastery badge. I'm not too sure. Okay, so we're playing encounter, as you can see, and we're going to pull up to the trees, as you can see, and we're going to use cover to get the pot shots at the enemy without getting lit up. Use the autoloader to the max. Anybody? 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 Anytime now. Anytime now. And here we go. Yep. That should be good. Yep. Good to go. Oh, this could be good again. Very nice. Very nice. Third time lucky? Yes, absolutely. But I managed to miss that one, and the gentleman hides behind the building, waiting for him to pop out, and I'm sixth sensed. Can I get one in? No, it's too dangerous. Time to pull back. Yep, as you can see, they get shots on me, and they pen. You know, they will pen. Whereas me, myself, it's different with this tank, with this gun, you know. There we go. I'm managing an ammo rack to boot. Using the autoloader. Oh, should have lifted up the gun just a tiny bit more, and would have managed the pen and inflicted some damage. So nothing to do here. Not really necessary to go into scout mode, so to speak, because of the fact that, you know, everybody knows where everybody is when it comes to encounter. You know, they're just going to be hitting those flanks, and as you can see, there's only 2 snipers on the enemy team, so you got to take that into consideration. You know, do they need to be lit up, found, etc, etc? No, there's majority are heavies and then mediums, so they're going to get spotted either ways. So making good use of my auto-loading gun here. Detected 6th sense. No auto in play, so that's good. That's always a bonus. That's always a plus. Considering my options, is it time to relocate? Have the bad guys gotten used to me? They know that I'm up here. Will they fire into the blind? You got to keep all these things, you know. Think about all these things. Keep them in consideration. Blah blah blah. Kind of looking at the gameplay. Sorry, I got lost there for a second. But 6th sense, pull back. I see so many red dots, like to my right, and I know they're, you know, over on that flank, hidden, so to speak. 2 shots. Should I reload? What can I do? What can I do? Can I get some more sniping done? Oh yes. I don't think I can pen that. No. Pull back, and time to reload. Absolutely. Taking it easy, Bad guys don't need to be lit up. You know, everybody knows where the bad guys are. Like I said before. Have a pop over here. Quick look. Is anybody trying to sneak through? 16 seconds to go. 15, 14. What do we see? Hello. Most probably wouldn't pen anyway. Don't risk it, Cosmic. Oh, I managed. What the hell do I know? Managed to get a damage in. So good to go, good to go. Considering my options, what to do. Leading 6-4, pardon me, 7-4. Not a huge, you know, difference. So should we make some fun of this heavy? I think so. Let's make some fun. Oh, E100 to boot. Wow. Oh, you look so snazzy. You look so sexy. Can we get the kill? Yes, we can. Lorraine in the house, taking out an E100 in style. Not interested in capping the base. 11 nice shots, 1 kill, an E100 to boot, and I know there's a sniper. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Exactly. I knew there was a sniper back there. One and only bad enemy sniper left. So we're gonna scooting perfectly. We're gonna be reloaded, good to go, and we're gonna take him out easy peasy, or assist in taking him out. Let's see if there's a heavy and a medium already on their way. So let's go take him out for dinner, take him out for a cup of tea, not call him in the morning. Absolutely. This E50M gonna take him out. Let me help you out there, buddy. Let me help you out. Oh. Was attempting a little ram there, but you know, it didn't happen. It didn't work out. Hello, gentlemen. You're welcome. Anytime. Okay, so let's move onwards to the right hand flank. A bit of a derp there, a bit of a fail, slam into a rock, but you know, what can you do? You know, everybody has their moments, and we're going to attempt to help out, eliminating the rest of the bad guys. It's just mopping up the stage. But anyhow, pardon me. I hope you guys have enjoyed my review of the Lorraine 40t. It is a really fantastic tank. Very challenging to play with. You're going to die a lot in this tank. You know, don't lose heart because of the fact that you do die often. I died, like I said, you know, 25% of my I had a 25% survival rate. Pardon me, just had a sip of Coke. And I had a 25% survival rate in this tank, so don't worry about that. You know, it's not the end of the world as long as you contribute to the victory of the game. As long as you contribute, you know, to your team pushing through and getting those wins, etc. It's the, you know, don't lose heart because of the fact that you die. You know, as long as you last like 3/4 of the game, you're good to go. You know, you are good to go. And keep in mind, 99% ace tank over dash. Keep in mind, the bat chat is next. And I cannot wait for the bat chat. A tier 10 scout. I know it's a medium. To me, it's a scout, but a tier 10 scout with a 105 mil gun. You know, keep that in mind, because that's your prize, that's your end goal, that's what's waiting for you at the end of the Lorraine grind. And I don't think I'll be keeping the Lorraine because of the fact that it is such a large tank and so weakly armored. But it is what it is, and I hope I helped you. It is a tank review, but it's also a kind of an aid for you guys that are grinding out and trying to reach the bat chat. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like. Take it easy. Adios, muchachos.